In 1988, a research vessel sailing through the middle of the Pacific started noticing something strange. For days at a time, their nets came back nearly empty. No fish, barely any plankton, water so clear it looked almost sterile. They hadn't found a dead zone from pollution. They'd sailed into one of the ocean's own natural deserts. Oceanographers now know these regions aren't rare accidents. Roughly 40% of the ocean's surface qualifies as this kind of nutrient-poor desert. Vast, permanent stretches of open water sitting mostly in the center of the world's major ocean basins. Which seems backwards. The ocean's surface gets constant sunlight, and life needs sunlight to grow. So why would the sunniest parts of the ocean be some of the emptiest? Here's the answer. Sunlight alone doesn't grow anything. Plankton, the base of almost the entire ocean food chain, also need nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. And those nutrients don't come from the sun. They come from deep, cold water welling up from below, or from rivers and coastlines washing nutrients in from land. In the centers of ocean basins, both of those nutrient sources basically shut off. Massive rotating current systems called gyres, driven by wind and the Earth's rotation, act like enormous, slow whirlpools hundreds of miles wide. Water gets pulled into the center of a gyre. Then it gets pushed gently downward in a process oceanographers call downwelling. Downwelling does exactly the wrong thing for an ecosystem that needs nutrients. Instead of pulling nutrient-rich water up from the depths, it pushes surface water down, sealing the center of the gyre off completely. It's basically the ocean running its own drain in reverse, quietly flushing away any chance of a nutrient supply. Meanwhile, these gyre centers sit so far from land that rivers and coastal runoff never reach them either. The result is a patch of ocean with plenty of light, plenty of water, and almost nothing to actually build life out of. Clear not because it's clean, but because there's barely anything living in it to make it cloudy. Plankton populations here can run over 100 times lower than in nutrient-rich coastal waters, and that shortage ripples all the way up the food chain. Fewer small fish, fewer big fish, fewer of anything that would normally follow them. It's not a broken ecosystem. It's an ecosystem operating exactly as its physics dictates, starved not from damage, but from geography. Which means that somewhere out there right now, another research vessel is probably sailing through miles of clear, empty, sunlit water, watching their nets come back up nearly empty.